Do you know why most men fail to get the attention of women they're truly attracted to? It's not their looks, their money, or even their confidence. It's the words they don't know how to use. The subtle, almost invisible triggers that older men instinctively rely on to create music. Instant attraction. Today, I'm going to reveal 2 words that can change everything in your interactions. Words that activate a deep psychological response in women. Music, even if she's told herself she's not interested. Most men think attraction is about flashy gestures, fancy dinners, music, or endless compliments. They'll tell her how beautiful she is, how smart she is, how amazing her laugh sounds. But these words, music, they're generic, they're predictable. They don't dig beneath the surface, and they don't touch the primal part of a woman's mind that's wired to notice a man who stands out. Music. The older men who master these 2 words don't just get attention, they command it without forcing it, without needing to sell themselves. Music. Here's the truth. Women are constantly evaluating not just what a man says, but how he makes her feel. Music. She wants a man who sparks curiosity, who challenges her in subtle ways, who makes her feel a mix of intrigue and comfort. The wrong words create a sense of boredom, predictability, music, and emotional distance. But the right words, they create magnetic tension. They make her think about you even after you've left the room. They plant a seed of desire that grows quietly but powerfully. Think about the last time a conversation lingered in your mind, long music after it ended. That lingering thought, that emotional echo, is exactly what these words do. And here's the kicker. Most men will never even realize why women start to think about them, why they feel drawn to them, why they unconsciously want to spend more time with them. It's not about being pushy or manipulative. It's about music, understanding the subtle triggers embedded in human psychology. Older men understand timing, confidence, music, and context in a way younger men often overlook. They know that saying the right word at the right moment can create emotional resonance, a feeling of being seen, understood, and desired all at once. Music. And the 2 words I'm about to reveal aren't cheesy pickup lines, and they're not superficial compliments. Music. These are words that connect to a woman's deeper emotional wiring. They create subtle fascination and a magnetic pull without ever needing to shout for attention. Music. By the end of this video, you'll understand not just what these words are, music, but how to use them naturally so women notice you, remember you, and feel drawn to you without realizing why. You'll also learn the psychological principles behind these words, music, so you can replicate their effect in any conversation, whether it's online, in a coffee shop, or at a party. The power isn't in forcing her to feel something. It's in unlocking her mind that naturally responds to confidence, music, experience, and emotional intelligence. The question now is simple. Are you ready to speak in a way that commands attention without trying too hard? Music. Are you ready to tap into the subtle art that older, confident men use every day to effortlessly attract women? Music? If so, pay close attention because what comes next is the psychology most men will never be taught. The first word is deceptively simple, but it carries an invisible weight that most men never learn to wield. That word is imagine. Now, before you roll your eyes, hear me out. Imagine isn't a gimmick or a cheesy line. It's a doorway into a woman's mind. When you say it, you're not telling her what to feel. You're inviting her to experience something. You're activating her imagination. And here's music, the secret. Women respond to experiences more than words. Experiences create emotion. Emotion creates memory. Music and memory creates attraction. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how stories, music, stay with you long after facts are forgotten? It's because your brain is wired to engage with scenarios that feel real. When you say, imagine music, you instantly switch the conversation from a mundane exchange to a mental experience. Music. It's no longer about your words. It's about the emotional scene she's now picturing herself in. Suddenly, music. You're not just a man talking to her. You're the man who put her mind in motion, who sparked curiosity, music, and subtle excitement, and who made her feel something she can't name. Here's how it works psychologically. Imagine bypasses the conscious analytical mind and speaks directly to the part of the brain that craves novelty and emotional connection. Older men understand that attraction isn't about chasing, it's about creating tension. By inviting her to imagine, you plant an emotional seed. You create anticipation. Her mind starts replaying the scenario over and over, and without realizing it, she's associating those feelings with you. It could be something as simple as, imagine us at a quiet cafe music in Paris, the rain tapping on the window as we laugh about something only we understand. Or, imagine what it would feel like if you could just drop everything and go on an adventure with someone who truly gets you. Notice how you never have to say, music, you'll like me, or I'm the one for you. You're not selling yourself. You're creating a space where she's emotionally invested. Music. And that emotional investment is what older men effortlessly tap into. Here's the subtle power. Younger men often overcompensate with direct statements of desire, trying to force attraction. But Imagine does the opposite as Hassan. Music. It allows her mind to take over. She becomes the co-creator of the scenario. Music. And when someone imagines something with you at the center, her emotional brain starts linking pleasure, curiosity, music, and subtle longing directly to you. She's not aware it's happening. It feels music natural, but it's a powerful psychological magnet. Mastering this word isn't about using it randomly. It's about context, timing, and emotional tone. You speak it with calm confidence, not desperation. Music. You don't rush. You let her brain do the work, and you sit back. Music. As attraction builds quietly but unmistakably. This is why older men who understand human psychology rarely have to chase. They understand that engagement is created music by subtle emotional triggers, not loud proclamations. By the end of this, you'll know how to use Imagine so naturally that women don't just enjoy talking to you, they start seeking the next conversation. But the true shift comes when we add the second word, the one that locks in fascination, music, and deep desire. That's coming next, and it's even more powerful than the first. The second word older men use to effortlessly attract women is because. It sounds simple, almost mundane, but its psychological power is off the charts. Because is a trigger word that gives your statements weight, authority, and subtle persuasiveness. Women, like all humans, respond to reasons, even small ones, more than commands or abstract music statements. When you use because, you're not just explaining yourself, you're creating a sense of trust, clarity, music, and inevitability. Here's the secret. Most men underestimate the impact music of explanation. They think attraction comes from confidence alone, music from being mysterious or cool. But the truth is, women are wired to feel safer and more emotionally engaged when a man provides music context for his actions, words, or desires. The word because gives your intentions music structure. It provides a reason that her subconscious brain latches onto, making her more receptive without realizing it. Imagine this. Instead of saying, "Let's go grab a coffee," you say, "Let's grab a coffee because I have this story you'll love hearing." Or instead of, "I like spending music time with you," you say, "I like spending time with you because you make me laugh in a way no one else does." Notice the difference. The second version isn't just a statement, it's a subtle, emotional invitation. It signals thoughtfulness, attention, and intentionality. It creates a psychological because effect where her mind starts accepting your perspective naturally and even craving more interaction. Psychologically because works because the human brain loves cause and effect, even when the reason is small or playful. Our minds automatically generate compliance, curiosity, and emotional engagement. Older men instinctively use it because they understand that attraction isn't a straight line. It's about layering meaning, connection, music, and subtle authority in conversation. It's not manipulation, it's emotional intelligence. It's giving a reason for desire without forcing music. It's allowing women to feel drawn to your choices and presence naturally. The brilliance of combining imagine and because is what makes it unstoppable. Imagine sparks her mind, creating emotional resonance and curiosity. Because locks it in music, giving the scenario legitimacy and emotional weight. One word creates engagement music, the other sustains fascination. Together, they bypass shallow attraction music and create something deeper, a sense of intrigue, trust, and subtle longing. Older men don't just use these words, they weave them into conversations so effortlessly that women feel compelled to participate, to respond, and to remember. They're not manipulating feelings, they're guiding emotional currents. This is why experience, music, calm confidence, and psychological understanding matter far more than flashy gestures, music, or surface-level charm. Once you start practicing these words, you'll notice a shift. Conversations no longer feel forced. Women begin to linger in your presence mentally and emotionally. They start imagining scenarios with you and accepting music, your perspectives, naturally. Attraction becomes a natural byproduct of subtle music-intelligent communication, not something you have to demand or chase. The question now is this music. Are you willing to start speaking in a way that ignites curiosity and desire effortlessly? Are you ready to let your words do the heavy music lifting while your confidence grows silently? Now that you understand the two words imagine and because, it's time to see how they work together in real-life situations. This isn't about memorizing lines or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about creating moments that feel natural, music confident, and deeply magnetic. Older men know this. Music attraction is enforced. It's nurtured through emotional nuance and subtle psychological cues. Picture a simple conversation. You're talking, laughing, music connecting. Instead of asking generic questions, you say, "Imagine us exploring a hidden part of the city together because I know you'd notice details most people miss." Instantly, you've created a mental scene, music and emotional resonance, and a reason for it. She's not only imagining the moment, she's imagining it with you at the center. She's curious, intrigued, music, and emotionally engaged, all without realizing why. Here's why this works. Women respond to men who can make them feel alive, not by shouting or over-explaining music, but by quietly guiding their thoughts and emotions. Imagine sparks the mind because gives it purpose, music. Together, they create tension, fascination, and subtle longing. You're not just speaking, you're activating her imagination, her subconscious, and her emotional attention simultaneously. This is the kind of connection that older men understand intuitively, while younger men struggle to grasp. Practice is key. Don't use these words randomly. Use them in music context. Observe her reactions. Notice what excites curiosity and what creates comfort. The more naturally you integrate them, the more effortless your interactions become. Soon, you'll find that women aren't just responding music, they're initiating engagement, looking forward to conversations, and remembering moments with you long after they've happened. It's also about timing. Say too much too soon, music, and it loses power. Say it casually, subtly, with confidence, and you command attention without trying. This is where emotional intelligence becomes your secret weapon. Older men who master these words music understand pacing, tone, and context. They don't rush. They let attraction unfold naturally, building an irresistible momentum. Imagine walking into a room knowing that the words you choose will naturally draw attention, spark curiosity, music, and subtly create desire. That's the level of confidence these words give you. Not music arrogance, not manipulation, but quiet, magnetic presence. Music. Women pick up on it instantly, even if they can't articulate why they feel drawn to you. Now, I want to hear from you. Music. Which of these two words are you going to start using in your conversations first? Type your answer in the comments below. Music. And share your experiences. I want to know how it transforms your interactions. Don't forget to like this video if you found it eye-opening. Subscribe for more insights into male and female psychology, and share it with a friend who needs to hear this today. Music. Remember, attraction isn't a game, it's a skill.